receive a visit from the Crumpsall Crap Cake. I purchased the enclosed from Mr. Patel's, who himself is having a problem keeping the molluscs away from the kiwi fruit. However, please don't mention this, as it may hinder any future sales. I am sorry I am unable to make the party, but I'm sure you'll save me a piece of carrot cake. What more can I say but Viva Reeve and bring back the dinosaurs. Best regards, Amoeba Heartbroken Wilson. Not to be opened before 11:30 p.m. Oh, isn't that... Oh, you shouldn't have. Oh, dear. It's a tin of PBI showerproof slug pellets. Oh, Amoeba. I'm only a humble radio presenter. Well, not so humble, actually, but... Oh, go much further, kill more slugs and snails. See warning on back panel. They don't write them like that anymore. Wash hands after use. Oh, thanks. I'm very grateful. I'm sure the slugs, in the final few moments of life, before they explode all over the path, will think of you. I certainly will. Thanks, Amoeba. Okay, then. Let's have some punters. Let's try Rochdale. Bob Freighter.
Good evening, Jim.
Good evening, Robert.
Am I all right?
Well, you know, mixed feelings.
Mixed feelings for obvious reasons.
That's right.
Sad day in the annals of broadcasting history, even.
In the what?
You know what I mean.
Yeah, that's right. It's a bit like Armistice Day, you know.
Well, Armistice Day ended something terrible. This is ending something just brilliant.
I know, but...
Well, I mean, the reason I've rung up to ask your comments and opinions, what's going to happen when this new Key 103 radio station appears on the scene?
I presume that lots and lots of people will listen to it.
Well, I mean, will this affect the one and only James H Reeve? Or will he just continue to do his presentation and broadcasting on the 1152?
Well, as our future is in the lap of the gods and the programme controller.
I see.
However, I'm sure that whatever may arise, I shall continue. You see, we have on our hands, Robert, the new competitive society.
Of course.
And therefore we must all play our part to the full.
Oh, yes.
And I shall continue to broadcast in my inimitable style, confident in the knowledge
that you will have millions of followers.
That my excellence will overcome, will supervene, and any opposition will be banished from the face of the earth.
But what do you think of it possibly splitting? That is FM going by itself, which apparently it's to concentrate on more or less pure music. That is compact disc, better sound quality through FM stereo.
Hey, you don't work here, do you?
No.
Well, how come you know more about it than I do?
Well, there is a certain Manchester Evening Rag that did do a little bit of a column on one part of the paper and started mentioning certain names about who will be going on to this new station and who will be staying, well, more or less. And,
that's all right, then.
And then I believe you're going to have Pete Baker back from this, eh?
I gather so, yeah. Was this all in the evening news, then?
There was a small article in it, yes. And also, yesterday it was on your 5 o'clock news with a little comments and an interview with Mr. Briscoe himself, even. Oh,
they managed to find him, did they?
Managed to find him, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so, I mean, what is this... Is this something and now for something completely different, or is it something that we've had before, or is there something to look forward to here?
It is most assuredly something to look forward to. All I can do, Robert, is to quote you something which I received on a recent memo, which
another memo.
Oh, memos!
Memos is unbelievable.
We got 'em. It said, "Wishing you all the best." The last line said something like, "So make sure this doesn't happen again."
Yeah.
Then it said, wishing you all the very best at this exciting time in the company's development.
In the company's development.
There we are.
Piccadilly Radio PLC strikes again, does it?
Oh, PLC International Overseas Incorporated.
Say no more. And don't forget the shareholders.
Radio to the masses. What? Forget the shareholders?
Forget the share... Of course, yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's what happened to the competitive society. Huh?
I think this is it, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
I'll just have a look round. Yes.
Just one thing. Seeing as you're a man in the know, of course, will there be any advertising on this new station, or will the brunt of the advertising be put on the 1152 band?
I don't know. I imagine the theory is that there will be advertising, otherwise it's going to make things a little tight, you know.
And of course, it won't pay for itself, will it?
I've no idea. Look, I don't dabble in this sort of thing.
Well, I mean, as a man of your calibre, with influence and experience with Piccadilly Radio, that's why I'm ringing up for us to ask your valued opinions and comments on this matter.
My opinions are as follows. I am far too busy sorting out the state of the human race.
Yes.
To mither with daily bric-a-brac. Right? Let the people whose qualities destine them for such jobs, let them get on with that sort of thing. I shall continue the large-scale political education of the horny-handed sons of toil who populate this island.
Except this time, it shall be the ones that will listen to you between 1 and 3. Unfortunately for some of us who will not be able to do so, and that's why I mourn the passing of James H Reeve at the evening time.
Oh, have you got a job?
Yes, I have, actually.
OK, well, look, Bob, I won't tell anyone if you won't, all right?
Well, I think we'll try and keep it quiet, you know.
OK, kid.
OK?
Yeah, especially with you signing on as well. Yeah, OK, oh, sorry. Oh, dear me, there I go again, putting my big foot in it. Radcliffe. Oh, Radcliffe. And Desmond. Oi! Well, it seems we'll have to do without Desmond of Radcliffe. Still, I should imagine it's no great loss. So we'll press on with... Have we got time to do that? No, I know what we'll do. We'll have a drop of the Big Dish. Yeah, right. It's called European Rain. It's their new single. And when the music stops, if everything goes according to plan, it will be time for the Midnight News. And European Rain. Back in 5 minutes on 11:52 a.m. and FM 103. This is Piccadilly.
For 12 o'clock.
Well, it's not strictly true, Roy, actually. It's not over. There's another 51 minutes to go, but I very much appreciate the sentiment. That's Roy Orbison and what seemed vaguely appropriate at the time. It's 9 minutes past 12, 51 minutes to go, and then... It is indeed, as the Big O said just then, there's no need for that sort of thing. It is indeed over at 1 o'clock. Still, the dreadful thing, as Huck Bell was just saying, the awful thing is that it all starts again on Monday. And I'll be here at work while B&Q is more or less deserted. Oh, such is life. Anyway, we have such is DIY. We have things to tell you in just a second.
Coming to America.
Let's not forget that in amongst all the serious stuff that we've tackled over the past couple of years, humour has had its moments. And there's a lot of pinching goes on in the world of humour. Not least culpable of this heinous offence is the ban Frank Sidebottom Society, because MT, who writes from somewhere in the Crab Nebula, says, about the letter received from that fraudulent society, I feel it my duty to point out that the advice for doctors was ripped off from a magazine called The Truth. No, not that one. The magazine in question is a fairly new comedy magazine. I would have sent you the latest one, but I've lost it, so buy your own. You can get it at Victoria Railway Station. So I believe. Yours pedantically, MT. Well, this isn't a bad one, actually. For instance, there's a handy guide on how to tell if your child is Japanese. It's the question that everybody's asking. Is there really a nip in the air? Or, more importantly, is your air a nip? There is only one way to be sure. Complete the simple questionnaire and all will be revealed. And so we go. 1. You're at a restaurant with your family. Does your child, A, sit unobtrusively in a corner and say nothing, B, denounce US military activity in Central America, or C, remove his shoes, kneel on the floor, and eat his meal with knitting needles? 2. You introduce your child to the Deputy Chairman of the Milk Marketing Board. Does he, A, greet him cordially and discuss the importance of dairy products, B, break wind loudly, C, walk away with a mouthful of raw fish? 3. What is your child most likely to bring home from woodwork class? A well-made candlestick holder, a badly made candlestick holder, a digital sound stacking stereo hi-fi system with speakers. And so it goes. How did you score? Mostly A. Your child is not and never will be Japanese. He is also allergic to nectarines and blancmange. Mostly B. Although your child is not Japanese, there is still hope. Persevere. Mostly C. Not only is your child Japanese, but your uncle is Australian, your sister is French, and your nephew is a Hungarian dissident. What else is there? The Australian Television Guide. 6 a.m. I must get hold of this, actually. It sounds almost as good as Viz Comic. 6 a.m. Good day, Australia. Wake up to a cheery start with Rolf Harris and Paul Hogan. 9:30, the news with Paul Hogan. 10 o'clock, Neighbours. Will Des finally get to wash his car? Has Daphne baked the perfect gingerbread, or will she burn it yet again? Will Shane find the missing part of his jigsaw puzzle? Action all the way in another episode of the real-life drama. 10:25, the Young Doctors. Will Des finally get to remove that appendix? Has Daphne done the perfect lobotomy, or will her knife slip again? Will Shane find the missing part of his stethoscope? Another episode of the hospital drama. 11 o'clock, the news, read by Paul Hogan. Repeat. 11:05, Cookery Corner, how to open a tin of Foster's, subtitled for the drunk. 11:30, the morning film, Infantile Dundee. Paul Hogan plays Dundee, a no-hope yokel from the outback who is taken to Hollywood for the very first time. Will he make good in the movies, or will he continue to play the boorish misogynist that has made him a household name? Also starring Rolf Harris. 1 p.m. Good afternoon, Australia. Start the afternoon with a belch in the company of Paul Hogan and Rolf Harris. 2:30, Sons and Daughters. Will Des get to pick his nose? Has Daphne found where Bradley hid her tampons? Has Shane worked out which soap opera is paying him the most? Another episode of the family drama. 3 o'clock, Neighbours. 3:30, The Young Doctors. 4 o'clock, Neighbours. 4:30, The Young Doctors. 5 o'clock, Sons and Neighbours of the Young Daughters. 6 o'clock, News with Paul Hogan. 7 o'clock, Good Evening Australia. Another edition of the magazine programme. Tonight, Paul Hogan's Fashion Tips. 7:30, Theatre Night. Othello by William Shakespeare. Will Des tell Othello how she lost her handkerchief? Will Casio stop inventing electronic keyboards and get on with saving Des? Starring Paul Hogan and Rolf Harris. 10 o'clock, The Great Debate. Two of Australia's top brains, Paul Hogan and Rolf Harris, discuss the perennial question, what do the 4 X's in Castlemaine stand for? 11 o'clock, Nature Watch. Koalas, kangaroos, kiwis. Why do all Australian mammals begin with the letter K? 11:55, Good Night Australia. More drunken ramblings from Paul Hogan with special guest Rolf Harris. Clouds down. Thank you. Well, that suits me down to the ground. I must find, yes, Victoria Station's the place for me to get a copy of that. What else is there? I don't know. There's a whole pile of letters here, many of them maudling in content, including this one from Domestus Lil, who recalls a catchphrase of years gone by. Somewhere north of Watford, Black Tuesday. Dear friend, well, I suppose, finally, That's about it, then. I will remain forever yours, Domestic Lil. Why?